Now, let me tell you about what I think then about what George Janko said. And I understand that maybe he's walked it back a little bit and he said, look, I'm learning and I appreciate that. I agree with him. I agree with him. Here's why. If I understand him correctly, he is not calling Jesus dirt. Remember, he doesn't hold the transubstantiation view. At least I don't think so. I know I don't. He's not calling Jesus dirt. What he's saying is this thing that is physical, that has come from the earth, that is food. We're taking that and we're saying this is God. That is what the transubstantiation view maintains. It maintains that something that came from the dirt that is made of physical elements is also simultaneously God. Now, I know what you're thinking, but that has happened before. Jesus Christ had a physical body, has a physical body. Jesus is a human, and yet he was fully God. That's true. That's the incarnation of Jesus. Incarnation meaning enfleshment of Jesus. Jesus is God who has become flesh. But that's true of Jesus, who is reigning from heaven. That is not true. Not, as I read the Bible, that is not true of the bread. The bread is not literally, physically God. The bread is a memorial of the Lord Jesus Christ and what he did when he gave his physical body on the cross. So, in that regard, if we are saying this physical item is God and we have to treat it as God, and literally, if it's God, then we need to worship it because God is worthy of worship. Literally, if it is God, we must worship it. And if you are worshiping a physical item, a piece of bread, a wafer, as God, that actually is idolatry. And so calling it dirt can be a helpful perspective to say, look, this item, this uh, this grain, this dirt, this soil, this plant, this dough, this wafer is not God. We have to hold that in our minds and in our hearts because the human heart is a perpetual factory of idols. That's what John Calvin, the great reformer, said. So we must not give into idolatry. We must not call the Eucharist um, God. All right. So I do agree with George Janko there. I don't know that I would have phrased it that way because I don't think that just me personally, I wouldn't call the wafer literally dirt.